There's a question that I was asked by another publishing house that ended up turning me down. And when I pitched the idea to him for my first book, he said, well, that sounds more like an article than a book. And I've since learned that that's a pretty easy test for most acquisitions editors to apply to a concept. Is there enough there for your idea to become a full book? Or is it just a sermon, or is it just an article? And that's the first question you need to ask that I learned as well. That there has to be a middle of the book. There has to be a lot of, you can't just have the good idea at the front, and then you talk about that good idea, and then you conclude by summarizing the good idea.
Right. And one of the things, too, related to that, as far as you're talking about the idea, there are a lot of wonderful, good ideas out there. But I deal with the written word. And when I get a proposal, I learned early on that I can get a proposal, and the proposal looks great, a great biography, a well-networked author, and then we always want a minimum of 2 sample chapters. As a first-time author, some publishing companies do require, and I prefer having the entire book written out. But one of the things I've learned is, first thing I do is when I get it, I go to the writing, and I start reading. And if it grabs me, if I think the quality is there, the writing, then I will go back and read the other. If it's not, I'm not going to do anything with it, because I've been disappointed too many times to be excited at the beginning of a proposal and then be very disappointed once I got to the writing because it just did not deliver. As I say, we're communicating. I deal with the written word. I do deal with ideas, but it's ideas communicated with the written word.
Yeah, I think it's an important point that the mechanics of your writing need to be just as strong as the idea, because I learned this, that B&H, any publisher, is a business, and they have only so many people to do all the work of getting a book ready for publication, and they don't have somebody sitting there with nothing to do that wants to rewrite your book for you.
No.
And turn bad writing into good writing. And so, as he just mentioned, that is really, I think it's even more important than it used to be. I don't have as much experience, obviously, but just my perception is, with the economy the past couple of years especially, that publishers have to hit big projects that will take the least amount of work.
That's part of it. Part of running that pro forma I mentioned is editorial expense. How much work we think we have to put into this book. And we will do a good bit of work for an author who has an incredible idea, and they have what is, you've probably heard the term platform. They're well networked. They have a great platform to promote their book from. But without a great platform, we're not going to be it's just not economically feasible to put that much work into manuscript.